Send him away, or he shall be thine only player a week hence. Let us away, my brothers, to the IHOP.
More pancakes.
Let's speed it up. Pancake, 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 pancake.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up, because it's out there on the internet somewhere. I have to assume. Today we're jumping back into r/TalesofNeckbeards. Maybe it's Neckbeard Stories. Actually, it comes from our personal subreddit, r/ReddX Reads. Yes, we are jumping back into those Star Wars Shenanigans today, cringing at Elroy and Hutbeard. And you might have noticed that we have yet another new spiffy animated thumbnail. It worked really well for Baby Beard. That story jetted to 1 out of 10 within like minutes of upload. The click-through rate, absolutely amazing. 12%. If you didn't know, click-through rate is usually somewhere between 4 and 7%. So 12% is, I mean, if you deal with percentages, oh my god, dude. Definitely custom thumbnail art is worth paying for, so I'm super excited to be employing Darkly Studios for more than just the character animations and the lab in the background and the intro thing. Really, he's done so much work for this channel that he 100% definitely deserves some of that steady ReddX income. And if you guys need some stuff, I hope you'll go check him out on Twitter. He works really fast and at quite a steal at that. That's the most beautiful part of all, is that I can actually afford to employ him constantly. If it's super expensive, then yeah, I can't really do it, but it's in the budget at the moment, which is pretty wild considering January, February, kind of rough on YouTube. But anyways, I won't regale you anymore with the guts of the channel. We'll just go ahead, we'll get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some of this Neckbeard Stories cringe. Star Wars Shenanigans, Episode 4, A Noob's Hope. I see what you did there. Tabletop gaming gone wrong. Kind of little RPG horror stories bent for you. We have been doing a lot of tabletop stuff on this channel, and I am loving it. Look at me, recycling a title I thought I had missed the chance to use. That's right, the Irish pirate, he's very green. Not just from scurvy, but because he loves recycling. Arr. Oh, this has gotten off to quite a start already. Honestly, I didn't even expect this saga to go much longer than 3 episodes. If not for the rest of the group helping to fill in the gaps of my memory, we wouldn't be working our way into the original trilogy. Oh, don't get into the bad trilogy, the current trilogy. I mean, if the saga had 9 whole parts, I'd be pretty cool with it, I guess. Those new Star Wars movies, they just kind of bring up some bad memories, all right? I don't know anybody out there that legitimately likes them, especially The Last Jedi. You know, people are gonna jump up and down in the comments, be like, I like The Last Jedi. Screw you, ReddX.
Traitor!
Okay, like what you like. It ain't for me. Anyways, ReddX has been lending his voice to my nightmare on his channel here. YouTube.com, channel ReddXC, ReddXY. It was supposed to be ReddXD like my Facebook page, but I don't know why I decided to go XY. Doesn't matter. I would normally post each link individually, but Reddit yelled at me about a character limit. And apparently, even if you use the embed feature, it still counts every character of the link. And that's a lot of links if you include the ones to the original stories. So why use up precious few characters explaining all of this? Because it's my story, and it tells it how I wants to tells it. That's why. Okay, you bring in the heat. I didn't have anything to say about it. I was perfectly fine with all this. I didn't actually know there's a character limit on Reddit. I guess I just never wrote a post that was that long. I much prefer reading the Reddit post with my mouth hole than telling it through my fingers, because that takes a long time. And that is why I respect the authors of this channel so very much. Anyway, I would strongly encourage you to start from the very beginning before hopping into this one, since I'm not going to be spending as much time establishing characters this time around. If you want to read it instead, then you can find the posts from my profile, user/TheIrishPirate18. Apart from these stories, the only posts that I've had recently are about State of Decay 2. Oh, it's a great game. I love smashing up zombies and looting buildings. Or a post on the sewing subreddit that I joined to ask some veterans how to add some side panels to a dress that I'm making for my wife, since the design as printed didn't account for her, assets. Well, congratulations, I do suppose. And a husband that's willing to pitch in and help to make the dress? Jeez, I wish I had like any sort of sewing skills at all. All I got are like dad jokes and funny voices. Luckily, this seems to be enough for my wife most days. Yes, I do sew. I also do whittling and 3D printing and miniature painting and archery in my spare time. I have a lot of hobbies. Too many, maybe. Well, we're learning a lot about you, ain't we? I guess you can add writing to that list. That's fair. 2, yes, by assets I meant her boobs. 3, I know full well that some of you are wondering, so what size are we talking here? 4, you pervs. You know that? 5, you know who you are. Shame on you. Don't ask the question, okay? If it's not a topic that you would bring up in real life, then please don't do it over the internet, either on the subreddit or in the comments. I haven't seen anybody doing it, to be clear, but let's not start. We'll nip that in the bud right now. I do apologize for rambling, but at this point, it would be like your aunt-in-law hugging the toilet 2 hours into the family get-together and swearing that she's never gonna drink that much again. You were expecting it, and you damn well know that it's going to happen again. Hey, leave my aunt-in-law alone, alright? She's a nice lady. But yeah, I guess I wouldn't worry too much about the rambling, because I tend to do a bit of that myself, if you haven't noticed. And this is the start of the actual post. Like almost 10 minutes into the video. That's fine. Everything's fine. This is normal. Content warnings, psychiatric hospitalization, and sewer slide. I had said at the end of my last post that we would see how Scotty handled Elroy, but I've had some people message me, and I saw at least one comment on the episode 2 video expressing concern about what was going on with Hal. Yeah, that's accurate. He kind of took a backseat in episode 3, but that doesn't say much for the mental state that was displayed in part 2. So yes, let us address Hal. And between that one sentence and the content warnings at the actual start of the post, I imagine that most of you are smart enough to piece 2 and 2 together. If that arithmetic came out with a 3 or a 5 for you, then God bless you for trying. Stick with us, and you'll see where Common Core math failed you. Come on, bro. Public school ain't that bad. But my excuse is always just my retention. You know, I'm sure my school taught me all the stuff that I needed to know, and then it promptly fell out of my head. If you need to nope your way past this entire installment because of the content warning, I do 100% get that. There is no shame in that. I'll put a TLDR at the bottom that will avoid all the nitty-gritty and give a boiled-down version of exactly what happened. And I probably should provide a timestamp, but I just feel a little lazy. I don't want to task my editor with that, so you can scrub the video. It's somewhere near the outro where I start talking from the lab again. Of course, here is the cast list. As fun as it is to come up with creative new descriptors for all of us in this saga, it looks like it's going to stretch out further than I had anticipated. So, for the sake of simplicity, I'll start using shorter descriptions. For longer ones, check out my posts on Reddit or ReddX's YouTube videos, links provided above. Yeah, usually if it's too samey, I'll just skip it if it's in the same saga, because I expect people to sort of watch them sequentially or in a compilation if we have reached that point, but I'll take the abbreviated cast list. That's just fine. Sounds like something we could read in no time at all. OP is the human equivalent of a Wikipedia page that is constantly being changed back and forth between opinionated and passive-aggressive subject enthusiasts. Kind of reminds me of that Silent Hill Wikipedia guy who was like obsessed with being anti-circumcision or something like that. I think Wang has the post on that. Justin Wang, if you haven't watched him, he's a pretty cool guy. And that is definitely an interesting video to consume if you like cringe. He does a lot of cringe stuff too. Mac is the human equivalent of singing along with a song on your radio before your GPS starts talking over the top of it. But you keep singing anyways, and then when the GPS lady finally shuts up, you find that you're still perfectly synced with the music. Hell yeah, bro, if I'm brave enough to sing the song, then I probably know the song pretty damn well, right? Chainsmoker, the human equivalent of a Krusty the Clown ashtray. It seems like a slam, but alright.
What the hell was that?
Peacekeeper is the human equivalent of finding $20 in your pants pocket when you do the laundry. Score! Hal is the human equivalent of those animals that you see in the Sarah McLachlan ASPCA commercials. Aw, feels. Scotty is the human equivalent of Scotland. Yeah, he's made like 50% haggis or something. Hutbeard is the human equivalent of when you hurt yourself and you think, it's okay, it can't be that bad. But then you look at it and you realize, oh no, that is way worse than I thought it was. Oh, that was just wishful thinking on my part. I should probably go to the hospital. Yes, but who is going to drive me when my hand is a severed chunk of meat? It's a good thing I drive with one hand. Wrap the ripped up one in a garbage bag. You're good to go. No problem. Elroy, the secondary beard of the tale, is the human equivalent of hearing the doorbell ring when you're settled in for the night. Only now, you have to find your pants and put them back on because you don't know who's there, but this isn't exactly your freshest pair of underwear since laundry day was supposed to be 2 days ago, but you don't feel like being judged about that because it's been a really long week and you really just want to enjoy a night of being pantsless and binge watching Netflix, but now there's some asshole ringing the doorbell and you can't just ignore it because the lights are on and they definitely know for sure that somebody's home and you weren't raised to just be rude, so you kind of have to grin and bear it. That is so suspiciously specific, OP. I'm not going to ask any questions about it. I think we've all been there or some approximation of there at least once or twice. Except for the fact that I am pretty rude and I will yell at you through the door to go away. I don't want visitors. Go away. Might seem harsh, but I find it helps to keep everybody on the same page. Anyways, now we are into the story. We last left off with Hal feeling like a conflict revolving around Elroy's introduction to the party was somehow his fault, because everybody began fighting. But it wasn't Hal's fault at all. It was Elroy trying to be comical in a way that only he would find funny. Scotty hadn't been present for this escalation of Elroy's need to be the center of attention, but secondhand exposure to the event was more than enough to annoy him. The rest of that first session went uneventfully, for the most part. Well, thank God for that much, I guess. Did Elroy actually learn his lesson, or was he just pouting, being a little baby man? Oh, nobody thought my joke was funny. Yeah, because it's not a funny joke. It's stupid. The rebels gave us a mission to rescue one of their generals that was being held captive. We didn't know what planet he was on, but we were told that a group of slavers might have that information since they did business selling recreational slaves to imperial moths. Yeah, that's a very ginger way to put it, isn't it? What sort of recreation can you do with a slave? Yeah, these slaves is really good at volleyball. Watch them go. I don't think that's what he's talking about. It's another kind of balls. It was the hook that Hutbeard was using to tie the main plot in with Hal's character's backstory. One of us, however, needed a bit more convincing than the others. Any guesses as to who that might be? The player that it's like pulling teeth to get him to do anything except the dumbest thing possible. That's a pretty good hint, isn't it? We were, at the time, dealing with a major whose name I can't recall, but the conversation went something like this. Hutbeard,
You need to rescue the general as quick as possible.
Most of us just said, okay, of course. Elroy said,
What's in it for me?
Hutbeard,
You'd be helping the cause.
Elroy,
I already do that when I strike down the Empire's mightiest on the battlefield. This is extra risk, so I want extra reward.
oh, well, you seem like a total badass and not at all annoying, so yeah, here, take money, get out of my face. Please, anything but more interaction with you, except for the fact that Hutbeard really does seem to like Elroy for some reason. Hutbeard says,
Well, what would you want?
Elroy,
Well, I'm an amazing pilot, and those skills aren't even being utilized yet. I want my own X-Wing. It'll be mutually beneficial.
he tried to steal an X-Wing in the last episode, which obviously failed, and he is quite obviously still really stuck on that idea for some reason. Hutbeard,
I'm not in a position to make that kind of deal, but if you rescue the general, you could talk to him about that.
it wasn't, and I cannot express this enough, it was not an agreement, or a promise, or an offer. It was barely the kind of, oh, okay, reaction that a parent gives a sugar-loaded child when they say that they're going to be a unicorn breeder when they grow up. Yeah, they've been watching too much My Little Pony. Or with the whole breeding aspect, maybe they've been Googling too much My Little Pony. Oh, best not to think about that. It was enough for Elroy, though. He was already picking out nose art for his soon-to-be weaponized means of conveyance.
What if we made the nose art on the X-Wing like an actual nose with a booger in it? That would be funny, huh?
Yes, Elroy, it would, if you're 5, or if you're ReddX. Tickles me for some reason. We were all pretty fed up with Elroy by the end of even the first night. When he left, we told Hutbeard that we did not enjoy our time with him. Hutbeard did hear us out and gave our opinions the same due consideration that one would give someone who was just making popping sounds with their mouth. Yeah, I'm gonna tune all this out. All right, real nice noise you're making with your mouth hole. Let's move on. Hutbeard,
Well, he's a nice guy when you get to know him.
nice guy TM, for show.
He was probably just really nervous and didn't know how to act.
Act like a human. Act like a functional member of this party. It's really not that hard if you've played any sort of cooperative game before. Not just tabletop, any cooperative game. Have you interacted with another human before? I don't think he has, honestly. OP, He tried to steal from us. Mac, he used the Force on us right off the bat. Whoa! Hal, I mean, I tried to sell you guys out to the Empire, though. Peacekeeper,
That's different, though. You weren't like a dick about it.
Hal, well, actually, I kind of was. Chainsmoker,
We ended up liking you.
OP, I'm just saying, man, he's off to a bad start, and I really don't think that he's a good fit for the group. Come on, Hutbeard, I know you're a pedophilic scumbag, but try to do the right thing in this situation. Oh, the entire group is uncomfortable and doesn't want him here? Huh, maybe we should get rid of him for the sake of the group. But then maybe even underneath that, he knows that none of the group is gonna leave because none of them seems to want to be the game master, so you're in a bit of a catch-22 there, ain't ya? Hutbeard.
Well, I can't just tell him that he's out of the game. You gave Hal another chance. Why don't you give Elroy one?
OP. No way. Hal was a little naive, sure, but he was willing to listen to us afterwards. He has become a valuable asset. It is our right, nay, our duty, to lead the misguided when they can be led. It doesn't fall upon the shoulders of we mortal men to lead unto salvation those who cannot be saved. I mean, he could be saved. He chooses not to be saved. Let's be clear on that. We speak with one voice, and we say unto you, nay, we shall not have this interloper among us. Send him away, or he shall be thine only player a week hence. Let us away, my brothers, to the IHOP.
More pancakes.
Let's speed it up. Pancake, 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 pancake.
Oh, God, I want to drop that line so bad. I'm going to start working at Ren Fair again just to have an opportunity to drop that line. Filing it away for later. Of course, all that is what I should have said. But what I actually said was, OP seething, fine. See, he knows. He knows you guys aren't gonna leave. Honestly, his game sounds like a drag anyways. But I don't know, for some reason, they all just decided to stick around despite everything. So, a week passed. I had been talking with Hal a little bit here and there when he popped up on Discord or texted me. Hey man, how's it going? The sort of casual check-in that you do with friends to make sure that they haven't, like, died in their sleep and are slowly being devoured by the cats that they took in one cold winter night and never managed to fully domesticate. I'm pretty sure even fully domesticated cats will start to eat your face after a week of being hungry.
Isn't it nice that we're spending this time together as a family? Let's go spend it in the ER.
You think cats know loyalty like that? Nah, man. They're like, wow, his ears are really meaty and squishy, and I'm gonna eat them both. He normally would want to talk a little on the weekends, but this time there was absolutely nothing. I messaged him to ask how he was doing, and again, nothing. I didn't think much of it, figuring that he must be busy with work or video games or fending off a band of roving ninjas or maybe just spending some quality time with his family. We always want to think the best about our friends, but yeah, sometimes it can go all topsy-turvy before you know what happened. I don't want anybody to think I'm freaking out on him or stalking him or something like that, but please just send me a message that says I'm okay. I just need to be alone right now. And I'll be like, okay, cool. But I do understand how it is to be in a depressive state and just not think twice about leaving people hanging. Yeah, I got problems of my own. I don't have time to talk to you, but talking can help. Again, not a licensed therapist, but sometimes a listening ear is all you really need, right? Maybe. I don't know. Trust me when I say that that last one is, in hindsight, more laughable than the one preceding it is. Oh, Hal got that bad home life. Wednesday rolled around. Game night. The long-awaited return to the table where I could escape to a galaxy far, far away. Elroy was there at another table playing Magic the Gathering with people that appeared to be his friends. Why don't they get a game going together? You really want to play tabletop? Do it with these magic nerds. Y'all could learn something. Either the impossible was possible, or the man had an advanced understanding of robotics sufficient enough to craft replicants that could pass the Turing test. Considering Elroy's mental capabilities as displayed thusly, I guess I'm gonna have to go with, yeah, he probably just made the impossible possible, no matter how impossible that sounds. I was excited to see that he wasn't sitting with Hutbeard. Dare I hope that he took the hint and just kinda left of his own accord? Hope floats, OP. Hutbeard.
Hey, OP. Elroy will be with us in a minute. He's just, playing a little magic right now.
OP. Disappointment.gif. Oh, okay. Elroy eventually comes over and says, Elroy,
Oh, hey, man. Good to see ya.
without even a touch of irony. Does this man have amnesia? Has he completely forgotten our last encounter? Maybe he has DID, dissociative identity disorder. Perhaps not so evil twin? Am I not but a supporting character in the Stepford Beards? Stepford Beards! Oh god, I want to see that movie so bad. Please, can we get a Kickstarter going right now? OP says, yeah, it's me. Not, hey, good to see you too. Just, hey, yeah, I exist here now. So ridiculous. It's not 9 o'clock on a Saturday, but the regular crowd shuffles in. Everyone shows up except for Peacekeeper and Hal. We're an hour past the time we normally start playing, and nobody has heard from either of them. We try texting, nothing. We try calling, again, nothing. Peacekeeper wasn't even answering Chainsmoker's call, and that was definitely a bad sign. Maybe Peacekeeper is keeping some of Hal's mental peace or something like that. I don't know what I would have thought in the moment, though. This is a Scooby mystery that I don't really want to see solved. I am terrified of the implication. We were starting to get worried when we finally see Peacekeeper come in through the door. OP half jokingly, "Where have you been, young man? We've been worried sick." Peacekeeper showing no hint of amusement. "Yeah." Then he said the 4 words that can send chills up even the most hardened of spines. Peacekeeper, "OP, I love you." Oh, okay, no, sorry. This really isn't the place to make those kinds of jokes, but I laugh at things that make me uncomfortable. Hey, twinsies! I chuckled myself all the way back to my car, 2/3 of the way through the orphan, and didn't stop until the eye bleach finally took effect. If you've seen the movie, then you know exactly what the scene was. If you haven't seen it, just know that it was the kind of scene that would compel Hutbeard to buy the extended director's cut edition. Ugh. I watch a lot of movies. I think I did watch that movie. I mean, quote unquote watch. I was sitting in front of the big entertainment obelisk while I had the small entertainment obelisk in my hand, you see. So I wasn't giving it 100% of my attention. And yeah, now I'm so freaking glad that I wasn't. Because some things can never be unseen. If you recall, and I'm sure you don't want to recall, but context is key in my ramblings, his Irish name would have been Pat O'Filey. You get me? Where was I, though? Oh, yeah. The uncomfortable moment that I was putting off as long as I could. Peacekeeper, for real this time. We need to talk. A hush fell over the crowd. The universal sign for, you have our undivided attention. OP, okay, what's up? Peacekeeper, Hal is in the hospital. Mac, oh shit, is he okay? Chainsmoker, what happened? Scotty, was he in an accident? Elroy,
Pay attention to me!
okay, sorry. That was the last time, I swear. What really happened was Elroy, in an uncharacteristically human moment, didn't say anything. Well, seems like common sense is getting a little more common around here. At least for now, before it evaporates forever. Peacekeeper, no, he's at local psychiatric hospital. He tried to kill himself. Silence. I don't know what was going through everyone else's head, but I know what went through mine. It was a stupid thought, but it was an honest one. I should have tried harder to get in touch with him. OP, is he okay? Peacekeeper, yeah, he called me as his mom was dropping him off for intake. I was surprised to learn that his mom had so much as lifted a finger in order to help him. Oh, come on. She's a parent after all. Maybe not a good parent, but nobody's gonna just leave their child in the lurch. I mean, I suppose some parents would. Maybe this is like the one point that I'm not cynical at all about, because I had like a really good parenting experience during my childhood. Had a couple of stepdads and all that stuff, a few divorces, whatever, but I mean, everybody was really solid. So it's really hard for me to imagine a parent that is just so callous that they could watch their child die. You know what I'm saying? But then again, we don't know much about Hal's mom, so I guess we'll remedy that fact. But Pirate, why wouldn't Hal's mom help him? Well, remember that time that he said Peacekeeper had to drive him to game night? It was because one night when he was gaming online with his friends, he went to the kitchen to get himself a can of soda. Not just any can of soda, one of her cans of soda, apparently. That is the weakest reasoning that I have ever heard for anything in life. When his mom found out about this forbidden soda, she took his debit card away and said that she was going to go shopping with his money to replace it, and that she would maybe give it back later. She would pull enough cash out for him to put gas in his tank and get to and from work, but really, that was about it. Yeah, financial hostage taking. This is not a good situation already. Oh, and that time that I said Hal just kind of stopped showing up online, well, his mom gave him a collegiate level lecture about who knows what, and on her way out the door, she heard him mutter something under his breath. She promptly disconnected the Ethernet cable that ran to his room. I mean, taking away the internet for backtalk, I've done that one before. I mean, it's only for a day or so instead of forever. Because if you're doing it forever, what kind of punishment is that? That's just the new status quo. And it really does seem like this woman, I use that term loosely, is looking for any way to needle Hal and make his life even worse. Taking away his debit card because of one can of soda? That is ridiculous. I mean, really, not having internet and not having money doesn't seem like a reason to off oneself, but we don't really know how deep it gets with Hal. He must have been suffering some far more serious abuse in order to take it that far. And yes, similar to the unfortunate nookie, which I know I always bring up, but it does apply to a lot of stuff. The mindset of an abuse victim is very different from a healthy mind. Maybe he really didn't see a way out. God damn, Hal. It is a horrible situation, and I definitely hope that you're in a better place now. I have seen him bopping around in the YouTube comments and stuff like that, so I know he got his internet back, but I hope that you've left your witch mother behind for good. Let her rot in the lowest rated nursing home, even if you even care that much. Let her rot behind the Kmart dumpster. I don't know if you've forgiven her or anything like that. That's all on you. But yes, I think everybody can see that this woman is vindictive to an unhealthy level. And I hope she did end up getting a backsplash of some of that vitriol that she's so eager to throw around. Anyways, back to us finding out about the hospitalization. Mac, did he say why he's at the hospital? Peacekeeper, no, I didn't ask. But he asked me to tell you guys that he's sorry about not coming tonight, and that we should go on without him. Yeah, that's not something you need to apologize for, bro. You're obviously going through a lot of stuff. A poorly run tabletop game should come in second, if at all. OP, he doesn't need to be sorry. Chainsmoker, yeah, this is just a game, dude. Scotty, does he need us to bring him anything? I live near there. Peacekeeper, I don't know. I could ask him later. He's gonna call me once he gets settled in and they give him phone privileges. He said he doesn't want anyone to worry about him. Well, God, it's a little too late for that, isn't it? And OP agrees. Easier said than done. We'd spend at least the next half hour just talking about any behavior changes that we had noticed. We expressed concern. We talked about things that we needed to do for him when he got out. We talked about visitation. Peacekeeper assured us that Hal didn't want any visitors. He wanted to just be alone for a little bit. Or at least as alone as it was possible to be inside of a psychiatric hospital. Jesus, man, how could anybody sit down and carry on with the game after news like that? Holy crap. One of our party members is missing, IRL. We don't sit around and play games. We go out, we find our party member, and we help them. You want to be alone? That's okay. Here's some books or some cards or whatever they'll let you have, just to let you know that everybody out here is thinking of you, and you definitely are cared for. As OP says, no one was in the mood to play. Elroy?
So are we gonna play tonight or what?
Okay, well, no one normal wanted to play. OP? Honestly, I'm not really feeling up to it. Hutbeard?
I can do whatever. It's up to you guys.
Elroy?
Well, I still want to play tonight. I need this.
Mac? Okay, but some of us aren't feeling it, man. Elroy?
Okay, then the rest of us can still play.
Peacekeeper? I don't think there is a rest of us. Scotty?
Time and place, dude. This isn't it.
Whatever, man. You and Hutbeard can sit around and play with each other's wieners. I got other stuff to do. I got one life to live and I ain't spending it here. Hal needs our help and I ain't gonna bail on him to play fantasy space wizards. Elroy?
Do you think Hal would want us to stop just because he's not here? He told Peacekeeper to tell us that he was sorry and to go on without him.
OP? That doesn't mean that we have to go on without him, though. Not if we don't want to. Elroy?
Well, I didn't come all the way out here tonight just to sit around and talk. I could have done that at home.
I mean, technically, tabletop is just kind of sitting around and talking, isn't it? Oh, but you want to talk about something that isn't as heavy, something that's not happening to one of our friends right now. I mean, not Elroy's friend. Elroy doesn't have any friends that aren't robots. But even knowing Elroy in passing, I'm shocked that he could be so disconnected. And just like, yeah, whatever, your friend tried to kill himself, now let's play some Space Wizards. No, bro. He's not having a good time, so I'm not having a good time. And how do you think he'd feel if he got out of the hospital and the game actually did just continue on without him? Maybe like he's not needed? Maybe something similar to that ties into the whole issue in the first place? Yeah, no, it's just a bad road to go down. So OP says, I'll tell you what. If you want to play tonight, you go right ahead. And then to Hutbeard, OP says, put Ferris on autopilot. He'll heal anyone that deserves it. I started to pack up my stuff. Mac? Yeah, Nala too. Whatever she could do to earn money on the little expedition, just have her do that. Peacekeeper.
Autopilot for me too. You have my sniper rifle.
Chainsmoker.
And my drill.
Scotty.
And my axe.
Or something like that. I don't remember what everyone said, but the overall sentiment was, if you want to play tonight, you're playing with yourself. The rest of us are just gonna be background characters. Honestly, knowing Elroy, I think that he would much prefer this style of gameplay, would he not? Music to his ears, I do suppose. OP obviously agrees. Everyone but Hutbeard and Elroy packed up and headed out into the parking lot. The idea was that we would all go to our cars and just head separate ways. What ended up happening was what we called a southern goodbye, which means saying goodbye followed by a 20-minute aside and then another goodbye, then a 15-minute tangent, then another goodbye with a 10-minute back and forth tacked on, and one last goodbye with a few words of last-minute departure, and then either a circle back to another 30-minute revelation or, you know, an actual goodbye. That's so different. Coming from California, everybody's rush, rush, rush all the time. If I tell you bye, I am leaving like in the next minute. I don't know that I'd be actively displeased by a southern goodbye unless I had somewhere to be. And yeah, this goodbye lasted a couple of hours. We ended up sitting in our cars at one point and just talked about Hal. Elroy, meanwhile, sat at the table and did his thing while Hutbeard accommodated. God damn it, dude. This is about the point where you should all just decide, you know what? The game's not that good. We should all just leave. Those two seem to be having plenty of fun with each other. And now I hear you asking, but why would Hutbeard do that, OP? Didn't he care? Well, he said that he did. I don't think that he actively didn't care, but, well, he was quite eager to please Elroy. I've had this suspicion from episode 2, the first introduction, something hinky. But why? What was so special about him? Well, the root of all evil, of course. Ah, cash money. He's getting paid the GM. What a dirty, dirty boy.
Dirty boy! Dirty boy!
Pay for play. I don't think I mentioned it before, and that is bad storytelling on my part, that Hutbeard was a silent partner in the store. Oh! I don't know if it's actually bad storytelling. It could have been like a surprise reveal, but then it probably should have been foreshadowed more. He worked a regular job still, but he had invested a sizable amount of money in the startup. The store's success or failure determined if he would ever make that money back or not. I didn't know about this until about an hour ago while talking to Mac, who was picking up part-time shifts at the game store at the time, but Elroy was loaded. So long as he was happy, he spent buckets of money at the store, regularly. Dang, it really is the root of all evil. This was brought up recently in the Warbeard video. Somebody in the comments said, yeah, Warbeard must be dropping a lot of dollars in order to not get kicked out while throwing his little man-child tantrums. And Elroy, while having somewhat of a different approach, is definitely trying to take the whole thing over and holding money over everybody's heads. So yes, Elroy spent a lot regularly. He might as well have had an apartment in the back because he was at the shop nightly. He bought books. He bought minis. He would have bought the friggin' light fixtures if they weren't bolted in, probably. And for Hutbeard, that was perfect. Elroy was, to Hutbeard, a golden egg-laying goose. Well, goddamn, now it's all starting to come together. Okay, I guess I can't blame Hutbeard for playing along. Never kill the goose that lays the golden egg. And yeah, he wants his investment back. So, sorry the game is shitty for everybody. Let's just go find some more players that Elroy could terrorize. Maybe we'll actually find a group dynamic that works someday after we've driven hundreds of people away from ever gaming in our shop again. Seems kind of like a lose-lose, doesn't it? Looking back at things, it's pretty obvious now why Elroy took priority. Hutbeard needed him to make it rain. So as long as he felt like he was the star of the Elroy show, he was happy to help pay for the production costs. The extras and supporting cast would just have to deal with it. Yeah, you bring me a box full of blue M&Ms, and if I find one M&M in there that ain't blue, it's gonna be your ass. You'll never work in this town again. And deal with it we did. Because while it would be nice to say, one of us stepped up and said, enough is enough, that would be a lie, because we all just kinda stayed. We liked playing together. We enjoyed our characters. We enjoyed the campaign, or at least what we had enjoyed of the campaign. I guess in our minds, we figured if we just held on long enough, then Elroy would either reform or get bored. Ugh, what fools we were. Yes, my sweet summer child. You can definitely play together. You can even take your character sheets and bring them along and start a new game. You don't need to tolerate anybody else's crap for any length of time. That's the most beautiful part about living in the world that we live in. Hey, free will. I'm all about that stuff. Bring some over here. If Elroy likes your characters following him around so much, okay, here's a photocopy. Whatever. You will not see me again. That would have been the right thing to do. Not the easy thing to do, because obviously the whole group took the path of least resistance here. But come on, deep down in your heart, don't you think that you can run a better game than what Hutbeard has going? I know you can. I've seen your writing style. Anyways, the night came to an end with the crew finally leaving at around the same time that the store closed. Hutbeard and Elroy came out of the store and looked surprised to see that we were all still just clustered together. Elroy left without a word to us. Hutbeard, however, approached us with all the contrition of a cheating boyfriend caught on his way out of a motel that rents by the hour. Whatever, Hutbeard. Take your dirty money and get out of here. I can't even stand the sight of you. Elroy had learned about an old Sith Lord hiding out on some planet. Elroy figured if he could find him, he could convince him how to teach him to make a lightsaber, or maybe even just give him one. The Sith are, after all, known for their charitable nature. Oh yes, indeed. Chopping off the head of your former master once your Sith training is complete? Yeah, that's pretty giving. I give my life to complete your training. The rest of the crew had kind of just followed along on autopilot, because Nala was contacted by a black market dealer that wanted some Sith relics. While Elroy sought out the Sith Lord, the rest of us were combing through the ruins looking for some trinkets to sell. We weren't happy about it. None of us felt like our characters would have actually agreed to any of that because we're not idiots. Then again, we had relinquished control, so who's the more foolish? The fool or the fool that follows said fool? It was like saying, I'm down for anything, in a vodka-fueled bout of confidence, only to wake up the next morning in the rusty bed of an '84 Chevy C10 speeding down a dusty Mexican highway with an empty 357 and a mannequin wearing a wedding dress beside you, while the driver sings an off-key rendition of Always Look on the Bright Side of Life in the cab. I just love suspiciously specific. I don't even know what's going on here. I guess that guy really is down for anything. Don't miss the donkey show. It's something you'll never forget. No matter how hard you try. The next week, we reconvened to play again. Oof. Hal was still in the hospital, but Peacekeeper told us that he was doing well. We got our side conversations out of the way while we waited for everyone to arrive. The night involved Elroy doing a lot of skill checks and conversations with the old Sith hermit that he found, while the rest of us just kind of found ways to entertain ourselves. Elroy was a soup spoon, determined to power through a 4-course meal, while the rest of the silverware stayed rolled up in a napkin. It just set him off to the side. I mean, were you guys really having any fun with this dude in the first place? Does anybody really want to interact with him? It seems kinder to just let him do his own thing, and I'll run my own section of the game way over here. Chainsmoker and Peacekeeper started playing Hearthstone with one another. Scotty started playing a game on his laptop. Mac and I sat back with crossed arms, watching the Elroy show. Statler and Waldorf heckling Fozzie Bear, trying to master the Sith code. Waka waka! Elroy,
Through passion, I gained strength.
OP, where'd the passion come from? Mac, well, when two Sith love each other very much. Elroy,
That's how it starts.
Mac, no, it's not. Hutbeard,
No, it's not.
Elroy,
What?
Hutbeard as the generic Sith Lord.
That is incorrect. Try again.
Elroy starts grumbling and flipping through his notes. OP says to Mac, a real fan wouldn't have to look it up. Oh, damn! You burned him with his own words? You love to see it. Elroy ignores me, pointing to his notes.
See? Right there. That's the first part that I wrote down.
Hutbeard,
That's not the first part you saw in your visions, though.
Elroy,
Yes, it is. Otherwise, I would have written it down.
I'm not going to try and recreate the whole conversation because it would essentially be just 10 minutes of Elroy.
That's the part.
Everyone else, no, it's not. Elroy,
But that's the first part Hutbeard gave me.
everyone else, no, it's not. Thank you for skipping over all of that. After the grinding jokes, quote unquote, that we had in the last episode, I don't know if I can stand any more of that. We got to move onwards and upwards, you know what I'm saying? And then suddenly, the ground rumbled. An eerie silence followed the settling tremors. The foreboding tranquility spread across the land, tucking itself away under every leaf and behind every stone. A sharp, sudden cacophony of panicked howls and screeches shattered the silence as animals of all species put differences aside in a frenzied exodus from the oncoming threat. Their primal instincts drove them to an ominous onrush that heralded the coming of a threat not yet sensed by man. What, did somebody start playing Jumanji and they didn't finish? Who hasn't been there before, right? No, instead, Scotty stopped typing and closed his laptop. Scotty, in a soft, strained voice,
Stop arguing.
Elroy,
What?
Scotty,
Stop arguing! We didn't come here for this!
Elroy,
I'm just trying to.
Scotty,
It's bad enough that we have to sit here while you make this game all about you, but you're breaking the most basic rule of tabletopping. The GM's word is law.
Elroy.
But
At this point, Scotty's fists came down hard enough on the table to garner the attention of everyone else in the strip mall. Somewhere in the distance, a customer shrieked in horror as the startled beautician completely removed her eyebrow. I hope that part's true. The pet store next door was thrown into chaos as animals became the owners and owners were forced into cages in an Attica-esque transfer of power. Scotty,
stop arguing.
Elroy's mouth snapped shut so hard that he needed a reconstructive dental appointment to fix the chips and cracks. It looked like he was on the verge of crying. Yes, cry for me. I have heard tale about the legendary curing abilities of beard tears, and now we'll get to experiment on it for ourselves. Or not. Since at this point, Scotty unclenched his fists, opened his laptop, and went back to his game. Elroy left the table. Where did he go? His lair to brood? A Baskin Robbins to find 31 ways to soothe his wounded pride? Who cares? What's your favorite Baskin Robbins flavor? If you say anything but pistachio, then you're just wrong. How about that? Is that a hot take? It also completely misses the point of what just happened. But goddamn, I would like some ice cream right about now. Hutbeard later decided to give Elroy another vision, and he was then able to recite the Sith code and convince the Sith Lord to relinquish a short saber that he had been using as a parrying blade in his younger years, perfectly Jawa sized. And wouldn't you know it, he just so happens to have the color crystal that he wanted too. Wow, serendipity at its finest. Did he earn it? Hell no, but it made him happy enough to not quit the game, and that is what truly mattered to Hutbeard. I mean, what, you expect me to just turn off the money faucet? I kind of get that part of Hutbeard at the very least. Respect the hustle, if no other part of him. For the sake of time and Reddit character limits, I will try to hurry this up. Hal was out of the hospital by next week and had gone on some new medication. He was eager to see his friends again and, of course, was welcomed back with open arms. We asked what we could do to help, and he assured us that he just wanted to be treated as if nothing had happened. Everyone was seated and ready to play, except for Mac, who was running late because he had gone to get dinner with his mom. Mac's mom, still pretty OG, you know, putting in the time and all that, helping her son live his passions. I'm still unsure if it's coddling or constructive, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a positive spin on that. That's fine. Story-wise, Hutbeard narrates that the party had been able to navigate its way to the market where the slavers are holding Hal's character's long-lost lover. Jula and her girlfriend are soon to be reunited, and we will hopefully learn the location of the rebel general. The plan for infiltrating the slave market is to have Scotty, Elroy, and Mac's characters in manacles in order to sell them as slaves. Peacekeeper and Chainsmoker's characters follow Jula as her armed guards, and I was in tow to ensure the slaves' health, of course. Hutbeard, ever one to stir the pot, apparently, puts forth a proposal. Guard,
These slaves look fit enough, but what about the Nikto?
Hal, not for sale. Hutbeard,
My boss will give you 20,000 for him. Easy.
Hal then slowly turns to look at Chainsmoker. Don't you do it, Chainsmoker. Oh, come on, man. OP, I don't know, man. Like brother, like sister. Take the payday and run. Scotty,
Don't do it, man. Jula's got so much to live for.
Peacekeeper,
We don't want to have to make you roll a third character.
OP, did they have another brother or sister? Because we'll probably be meeting them pretty soon. Hal was laughing along because he knew that we were all just teasing him. It was all in good fun. He was smiling and seemed genuinely happy. Yeah, a little bit of razzing between friends in game. Ain't no problem with that. Elroy,
You guys better take it easy on him, or he'll be back in the hospital for another couple of weeks.
the laughter stopped. God damn it, dude. There was one point where Elroy was able to keep quiet in a situation that required keeping quiet. Why could you just not do that here? Hal went red. He stood up very quietly and left the table. The air around the table dropped 30 degrees in his absence. OP, dude, what the fuck? Elroy,
What?
Peacekeeper, why would you say that? Elroy,
I was just picking on him, like you guys.
Chainsmoker, what? No, you were being a dick. OP, we were teasing him about his character. Peacekeeper, We were joking about something that happened when he started playing with us. Elroy.
Well, I didn't know that.
Scotty stood from the table. His face was crimson. His knuckles went white as he gripped the side of the table. Scotty.
Apologize.
Elroy.
But
Scotty.
no!
I look and see that Mac has arrived. Just in time for the beatdown. Hal is sitting on the couch with Mac's mom. She gives him a chicken tender and Mac is talking to him. Look at that. Mom's carrying around tendies and everything. God damn. Elroy.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Scotty points to Hal.
Apologize to him.
Elroy looks like he's about to say something, but decides to swallow his protest instead. He excuses himself from the table and goes to offer his apology. I'm glad to say that he never said something like that again. He also never sat near Scotty for the rest of his time with us either. That's right, somehow he was still a part of the campaign. Scotty's anger was enough to cow the little cash cow, but not to completely break him, unfortunately. But don't you worry, because that part would come later. Oh, and I can't wait for it. I'd also like to see Hutbeard get what for, although I do know from the Discord that he's currently serving some time. But I do hope that that'll get, neatly folded into the story, so we can all celebrate about it in the compilation, you know? Elroy, I still don't really know his fate. He is super annoying, but I don't necessarily hope the worst for him. I hope he gets it turned around, learns how to interact with other people in a human society. Wouldn't that be something? I don't have high hopes for that, but I don't know, man. I guess we'll have to stick around and see. And now we've got our parody song. Yes, it is from Lustra on the Eurotrip soundtrack. It's Scotty Doesn't Know, aka Scotty's Gonna Blow. Hey, it's not a sexual reference. All right, let's try this out. We'll get it in one take, for sure. Scotty's gonna blow once his limit is reached. Elroy argues hard if we dare to speak. Outnumbered and wrong, he won't let it go. Pushes it too long. Now Scotty's gonna blow. Oh, Scotty's gonna blow. So don't poke Scotty. Scotty's gonna blow. Scotty's gonna blow. We're joking back at the table. But then Elroy says that Hal's unstable. Now Scotty's gonna blow, Scotty's gonna blow, Scotty's gonna blow, Scotty's gonna blow. So don't poke Scotty, Scotty's gonna blow. I can't believe Hutbeard's giving Elroy what he wants to make a living. And if he tries to tell him no, what a little fit he'll throw. But the rest of us aren't so forgiving. Scotty's gonna blow, Scotty's gonna blow, Scotty's gonna blow. So don't poke Scotty, 'cause Scotty's gonna blow. I don't know, man. It's a little repetitive. I got sort of lost in the sauce there a little bit. But hopefully, my editor's gonna be able to help me out. It's nice, I think I did okay with it. It's kind of punky, which I do enjoy. But yeah, God, I haven't listened to that song in like a decade or so. Decade and a half? That's a deep cut, OP. Thankfully, it is one that I've heard before, but I actually found it a lot more difficult than the last one, which was Lord Royals. I guess because it's faster, and also I've listened to Royals more recently than this one. Anyways, hopefully it turned out okay. The TLDR, of course, yeah. Hal's gone for a couple of weeks to get help at a psych hospital. Elroy argues with Hutbeard until Scotty snaps and scares exactly 3 bricks of shit out of Elroy. And then Hal comes back, and Elroy says something crappy. Scotty almost snaps again. Elroy scurries away to apologize. Hutbeard just kind of lets it all happen because Elroy's money is keeping his lights on. Oh, the evils of money. This is a complicated one for me to be like, yeah, I hate Hutbeard as a person. I mean, I do hate Hutbeard as a person, but out of context, I definitely do understand him wanting to make money on his investment and keep the lights on. Unfortunately, yeah, Elroy is the one that's providing said money. And he just has no sense of like how to interact with other people. It's amazing to me. It's like he's a freaking alien or something like that. His only experience with planet Earth was reading those Alpha Sigma grind set Twitter accounts. And then he's like, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go to Earth. How bad could it be? I don't know, dude. About as bad as you make it, which to me says fucking terrible. Oh, God. He's super insufferable. Not as insufferable as Hutbeard, given everything that we know about him, but on the surface, yes, I definitely do not like Elroy. Although, I do like to watch him flail around and fail at everything that he tries. It's kind of beautiful, you know? Karmic justice has been the channel theme for this month so far, and I'm pretty into that. I hope that you guys were into this video. If you were, I hope that you like, comment, and or subscribe. God damn, it is a beefy one. I think I did too much talking in the middle or something like that. I don't know what's going on. But regardless, maybe you can share it around if you like. We've also got links down in the description. Hey, plugs and playlists and podcasts. Oh my! We've also got my social medias, Twitter, Discord, Facebook. Come on through, say hello. We've also got my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons. And I would like to thank them Jerry much, as I do every episode. So thank you, Robert Waits, Camille Sarah, Logan Wolf, Conrad Inge. Hey, Mr. ReddX, sir, I really need them spicy flu fun bucks. I stand they're redeemed for 30% of their value in pirate gold. I mean, you gotta talk to Ramtide about that one. I got no hold over the pirate gold. Captain Clown Jerry, Hong Kong, Aaron W, Twisted Child, Sarah Warner Wash, Cinema Susie, For Auld Lang Syne, Jari the Pirate, Just Ears, Reap Random Yelps, Jerry. Yeah, I'll go for that. Silent Revolver, The Original Jerry, Jerish Kitsune, Satori, 211 Jerry, a Jury, a Juggling Jerry. I fucked it up already. A Justy Jargonian Jerry, Alunia Demonista, Althea Blue, Anunnaki, Assassin Pug Jerry, Bang Bang, Atheist Jerry, he's so euphoric. Aurora Wildheart, The Moon Baron, Grizzly Bailey Joy, Bearded Jerry, Pitch Gremlin, Blade the Hero, Blip Bloop Jerry, Commander J Tank, Confederate Jew, Dennis Dayton, Dinosaur Nightlight, Disposable Waifu, Dr. Larks, Emergent Jewel, Aaron Lennox, fell down this pipe running from a walking mushroom thing with eyes. I ended up in the attic. It smells like marbles in here, Mr. J. Frozen Over Studios, Fire Drake, Gypsy, Hadrian BR, I can't help falling in love with Jerry. I really ruined that too. I'm just off my game today. I'm Slim Jerry, yes, I'm the real Jerry. All you other Slim Jerrys are just imitating Irish pirate. Top of the morning to ya. Itchy nuts, just scratching, bro. A pimp named Jay Crisp. Yes, you have to say the whole thing. J.M. Coon, Jennifer Schaefer, Jerry Smith Barbatus Cervicus, Jerry Blacktail, Jerry Nice, Jerry Evil, Jerry the Outlaw Mother Trucker, honk honk. Jerry was a race car driver, and I got my super back. But we were around two, and my tires hit a bunch of marbles and I spun out. I hope you got insurance, bro. Are you insured by survival? John Hero, John Jerry Jingleheimer Schmidt, Simboofa, because if you're boofing is free, KJW, Kajow, Crewhee, Miss Monday, Lord Jerryo, like and subscribe. That is so good, dude. Holy crap. Like and subscribe. Milady Dix, Melgar the Destroyer, Metal Fector, more metal than Arthur, Henry, Jerry, and Tom. Citation needed. Mr. Carrot 797, Mikola Demikiev, Natari, Needless King 89. Is that like a parody of Needless Things? It's a pretty deep cut, bro, I think. Nightmare Jerry, Origami Jerry Steve, Patron Saint of Chicken Nuggies, Saint Jerry, Phantom of the Pines, Jerrykins and Jerry Beth, Rose Jerry Miller, TSM Kirby, Sarita the Lolita, Saucy Octopus, Silo Imp, slipped on a marble and into the neckbeard world. Welcome to my world. Staples, aka Jerry Yeet, Stephanie Goodner, Synaptic Boomstick, Brilliant Tamago, Tapioca Boogaloo, Tay the Police, Ted the Monster, the Italian Greyhound, Dino, the Life Bearded with Jerry Zissou, the Token Trans Queen Jerry, funny name pending. Yeah, we'll get there, don't worry. The one true Fusky, Tom, but it's the Jerry on the inside that counts. Church, Unbusy Bee, hey, welcome to the fold. Viking Jerry, we had to go after ReddX to distract everyone from Marble Jerry getting lost again on their way to the roller rink. Again, life is cyclical. WikiTac, welcome to the fold as well, friend. Will Mags, Comrade Mooney, Kira, you're a wizard, Jerry. Redwind, Naga Viper, Side Jerry the Cyborg, Saints Blessing, a normal Jerry. Now in development by ReddX Industries, Jerry Berries, the new Skittles. Taste the berries. We're gonna need to work on that slogan, but I like what you're doing there. Hunter of Jerry's, devourer of all things tasty, it is Tom, Admiral T-Tank, Amara Alder, Atomic Jerryzilla, Breaker of the Tom Army, AZ, Babsy Goon, Barbushka's Irradiated Jam, Bartender Kirlia, Blue Dubs, Broke a Spine Horseradish. But look, I made you some content. Dayton made you your favorite. Open wide. You're gonna love it. Maybe. The original different Jerry. That's Cake Jerry. California Jerry Girl. Chevron 7 locked. Comrade Jerry, provider of marbles. Oh my god, now we have a source. Furry Worry Awoo Jerry, Cryptiddies, Defon Jerry, DM Beard, a roll for seduction.
A roll for seduction.
Dopamine Day Jerryus, Electrical Fennec, Ghost of Alpha, Heeknot, Holy Berry Jerry, Hydra Jerry Solomon, Janitor Jerry. Where do all these marbles keep coming from? Now we know. Jeffrey, Geralt of Rivia, Jerry and Tom versus Happy New Year's Weird Apocalypse, Jerry the Sussy Baka, Jerry's mom has got it going on. Check out that mustache on Jerry Aldo Rivera. Yeah, gets the ladies going. Jerry Bean, yum, Jerry Roxas, yay! Jerry's STI pit maneuvered the van and saved the marbles. All happy day. Jerry role-playing game. Judge Jerry and Executioner, Kid Marvelous, King Tom, Kitzikin, Life of a Guardian, Little Ann Woods, Lucia Lovecraft, Machia CD. Maybe next time, Milk-Fed Gimp, Miss Duchess, Not Invisible Angel, One Leg Jerry found a chest full of marbles. My goodness, we're all rich now, kinda, in marbles. Okay, we Cam, put your emotions on hold and let's talk about these nuts. It's an unfortunate nookie callback. I love it. Ghosty, Raptor Art. She's my Jerry Pie. Cool drink a Mountain Dew. What a big surprise. Sheep Jerry, working at Joanne Fabrics. And they don't carry marbles. What's happening with the marbles? I'm losing my marbles, boy. Snary, that's Snom Jerry. Spoony the Rogue. Spoopy, scary Jerry Tons. Techno Dubs, the gaslighting Jerry. Help! The Terry that stole my channels onto me. He knows that I found the secret of the Terrys, Toms, and Jerry's, and I can't read the rest. I don't know what's going on. The Necro Jerry Con, the original Jerry, not to Infinite Jerry and beyond. Definitely. Tuna Fish Jerry, Tom Promise Jerry swears, oh no, bad Jerry, Tom be a good boy to switch his facts, totally size, go ahead and look it up and by it, I mean all the rest of the video. Does that make sense? Also, thank you to my $1 patrons. Beautiful people that they are. You know, I just love these memes that evolve somewhat organically, like Bussy in the Discord or Marbles and all the Jerrys. And it's just such a good feeling to have a community that's here for the laughs, you know, not scared to make a joke about stuff. It's really, really cool. So thank you guys so much for bringing me joy in my Patreon readings. Obviously, if somebody else could sign up on Patreon, that would be awesome. You're very welcome to do so, but if you can't afford to do it, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you coming on through, hanging out with me, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today, maybe like watching some more ReddX videos, if you please. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I shall see you in the next one, and until then, friends, bye-bye.